Wow, wow. This is John Loughran Viewed Your Profile. This episode's guest is Michele Sirkin from Initiative. Hey now, welcome to the latest episode of John Loughran Viewed Your Profile. Hope you've had an awesome summer. I have. As we make this episode, I'm officially now the father of a teenager, which is pretty insane. My oldest daughter, Ava, just turned 13. I don't know what to do with myself. She doesn't tell me much, just that everything is fine or good. She's a social butterfly, which is good, and she always has more fun stuff to do than I do. I know this because I get to drive her to and from it. Feels like yesterday that she was my baby girl. But time flies. Yes, and if you've noticed, I've gotten old and fat. But please wish me luck during the next several years of having a very pretty teenage daughter. I really thought I had more time to prepare for this. I'm screwed. Um, so, in other news, summer's flying by. Baseball season is nearing the home stretch. The Fightin' Phils have the best record in baseball. Football's on the horizon, and it's almost sweatpants and hoodie season. Also, RFP season, my favorite time of year. Just a good time to be alive. Okay, listen, without any further ado, I want to get to my guest for this episode. We're going to have an awesome conversation. She is Sirkin, head of HCP Communications Design at Initiative. What's up? How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. So summer's kind of winding down as we do this. How's summer been? Anything fun?
Yeah, summer's been busy. It's been a little too hot for my taste, but
Yeah,
I've been enjoying it. Seeing friends. Love the summer Fridays. Um, I love that it stays light out late. Makes the days feel longer when you're working a lot. But yeah, overall, it's been awesome.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, summer Fridays are great.
Yes.
We are like, at least, I don't know, I feel like we're approaching the time where it's going to just start getting busy as hell, but I'm sure
Yes.
you're probably already there.
Racing for it.
Yeah. Did you watch the Olympics at all?
I watched a bit. Yeah, I love the gymnastics, but
Gymnastics.
tuned into more sports than I expected. It was
Yeah.
really fun.
My favorite was the break dancing. I thought that was pretty.
Yeah, that feels. I wonder if that's going to be back in 4 years.
It's so weird. Like now, I hear they're doing flag football in 2028, and like I don't know, just interesting stuff. But break dancing, I never thought would be an Olympic sport. But that one, I think it was the girl from Australia. She
Yeah, that was
really
wild.
killed it. Did you do any fun vacations or anything this summer?
Yeah, I visit the Jersey Shore every year.
Nice. What shore point?
Sea Isle.
Sea Isle. Okay.
Yep,
Nice. You go to
Sea
the
Isle. Love it there.
The OD.
Well, yes. I mean, we dabble in the bars, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think just we've been doing kind of a lot of long weekends. I think kind of getting back. I used to travel a lot before the pandemic, and we lost some steam, and so I think we're getting back into it now. Visited some friends in like Denver and Atlanta, and I'm very excited because this weekend we are going to see Caitlin Clark play.
Nice. Like a home game in Indiana?
We're going away, actually. We're going to Minneapolis just because of scheduling. I'm going with a couple of friends, and that was the only weekend we can make work. So we'll check out Minneapolis, see a Twins game. I think the state fair is going on. We'll see.
Nice.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see how well I know my WNBA teams. I believe that's the Minnesota Lynx.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. I've got I've got two daughters. I love women's sports. I've been watching. I think Caitlin Clark's awesome. I think that Angel Reese from LSU is awesome. I know the women. Didn't they barely win? They didn't win by like 1 point in the gold medal game.
It was close.
Yeah, it was close.
Both gold medal games were exciting. So.
Yeah. Take that, France. I think they beat France in both. Good stuff. So you want to dive into the ridiculous questions?
I'm Ready. I'm bracing for it.
So you were saying while we were chatting before we started recording that you actually watched this nonsense. So as an avid fan, you know that I do my research for these interviews. Some research, not like I don't go too crazy. So I know from stalking you online that you were born in Kingston, Pennsylvania. What I don't know is where the hell that is. Where is
Um,
that?
well, I'm disappointed you don't know because I do my research too, and I saw that you went to University of Scranton,
Yeah,
and it's
I'm
actually
kidding. I
not
know.
too far.
You know what?
um,
I didn't know where it was, and then I looked it up, and I saw that it was near Scranton. So I was hoping that you were going to say it was near Scranton because I know like Pittston and Wilkes-Barre and Clark Summit and Dunmore,
yeah,
but
all Kingston is literally over a bridge from Wilkes-Barre, so like you could walk it in a minute and be in Wilkes-Barre.
okay,
Northeastern PA, or NEPA, as us locals
neat.
call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so grew up near home of the office.
When I was at Scranton, I think it was my junior or senior year, I actually interned at a thing called Happenings Magazine, which was this like little
Oh,
magazine
I've
that
heard of
was like,
this.
yeah, it, like covered Northeast Pennsylvania. And so anyway, fun fact, I
Yeah,
was a
love it.
huge nerd. So from Kingston, you know, and I'm dressed appropriately for you. I try to do this for all my guests. You're a huge Penn Stater, from what I
Yes.
understand. You met your husband there?
Met my husband there. We both are obsessed, diehard fans, both like great time going to school there, also big sports fans.
Nice. So you loved it there, obviously.
Loved it. Yeah.
What did you what was your major?
I majored in advertising. So
Okay.
no big surprises. I wanted to work in advertising my whole life. Um, is in the School of Communications. And then I minored though in business and in French.
Oh, we.
Yes.
We'll talk French in a little bit.
Okay.
I'll wow you with my the two words I know. Yeah, my wife went to Penn State and she was a communications major and she actually like specialized in media planning, which I don't even think I knew existed until after college.
Yeah.
So
I definitely had media planning classes.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. That's crazy. It's
I know.
crazy. But I didn't so I went to Scranton, my wife went to Penn State. We met after college, but when did you meet in college? Was it early? Was it late?
We met sophomore year in French class. So
Oh,
bringing it back to that again.
oh,
But
it's
I mean,
true. The
we met
language
in
flow.
college. We didn't date in college, for the record.
Oh, you didn't date in college?
Nope, not
Oh,
until years after graduation. We were friends
no
in
kidding.
college.
Okay. Oh, okay. You started as friends and
Yeah.
like Monica and Chandler. That's good. I like that. So back to the hard-hitting questions, talking about Penn
Okay.
State. I haven't been there. I think it's almost 2 years now. I went up for the Ohio State game, I think
Okay.
two years
Good one.
ago, where they were actually winning
Yeah.
going into the fourth quarter.
Typical.
Yeah, they blew it. What was your favorite bar up there?
Well, the bars have certainly turned over since my time there. A lot of
Yeah,
my old faves are gone. So I'd probably say Cafe 210.
Cafe.
Loved the teas back in the day, though I don't know if I would be able to still drink them, but that was a fave.
Cafe 210 is the place that when we were there 2 years ago, I can remember because it was the Phillies were in the World Series against the Astros. And we went there and we got like a little table, like a stand-up table, and we
Yeah.
sat there for, I don't know, 6 hours listening to music, watching the Phillies World Series game on a phone. And I think it was Halloween like weekend too.
Yeah.
So we got to see a lot of crazy
Crazy
Halloween
costumes.
costumes. Yeah. Yeah. So do you get to go back up there much?
Um, we usually, I mean, so we were kind of in a pattern of going to like at least one home game a year. We do a lot of away games, trying to see all the Big Ten stadiums. But I think again, COVID really put a wrench in things. I haven't been back since February 2020. We
Okay.
actually went up a month before the world shut down for the dance marathon.
Oh,
So
fun. Yeah.
yeah, for anyone that isn't familiar with Thon, it's a 48 or 46-hour now dance marathon that raises money for pediatric cancer. And when I participated in school in my sorority, every sorority and fraternity or different organization gets like a thon child. So somebody that's going through treatments to adopt and kind of like show them a good time throughout the year. So it's not just one weekend. And we went back in 2020 because my husband's thon child from when he was in school, who had obviously recovered, was dancing for his fraternity. So it was really special.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I love that time of year when I can't go anywhere. I'm from Philly, and now I live in Bucks County, but the kids canning, and I don't know how much change I've given to Thon over the
Good
years.
cause.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, so if your goal is to see Big Ten stadiums, you've now got a bunch of West Coast schools added to the list, like
Yeah.
with Oregon, like USC.
I think we're going to go to USC this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be great. Oh, I dropped my pencil. Hold on a sec. Oh, God. What an operation I'm running here. So speaking of the team, I believe they are number 8 in the preseason rankings.
Yeah.
I think this is the first year where they've expanded the playoffs to 12 teams. If they had had 12 teams the last couple of years, they probably would have made it.
Totally.
Probably to then get their asses kicked by like Georgia or
Yep.
somebody. But you think they're going to be any good this year?
I think they'll be good, but I think you nailed it. I think they'll go in as a 12 seed and lose in the first round.
12 seed. I would take it,
Yeah, I mean, I have to emotionally not get too excited about it so that I can't get too invested in case they break my heart again. But here's hoping.
It beats the Outback Bowl or whatever you would be in at number 12 in the country. All right, let's talk a little French.
Okay. Oui.
So you studied abroad and did you say you minored in French? So
Yeah.
Are you like fluent?
I would say I'm conversational. I think I might have said fluent at one point, but it really is the kind of thing that when you don't keep up with it, you lose a lot of it. So my husband and I try to travel a bit and go to French-speaking countries, but I'm not great at it anymore. It's actually something I wish I put more time into.
Really? So while everybody and their brother at my high school took Spanish, I think my mom had actually taken French in high school. So I was like, let me take French, maybe she can help me out. And there was these like ridiculous videos. I think I took it 2 years. Then I went to Scranton and like you had to take like a class of a language. And I took French again, and it was the exact same class I took my senior year. So I aced it. But yeah. I don't know anything. I know like Je m'appelle John. That's about
all you need.
Yeah.
I feel like when we've traveled, we try to respond in French, but oftentimes they'll just reply back to us in English. I guess we're obvious, but we're working on it.
Yeah, like you want to just talk English? That's great. That's good stuff. That's cool. I don't really. I wish I was more sophisticated and could speak another language, but I've barely mastered English, as has my my now teenage daughter who just turned 13. She's trying to master English as well before she takes another language. So I'm curious, went to Penn State, majored in advertising. How did you get started in the industry?
So like I said, I always wanted to be in advertising. And so when I was coming up upon graduation, I actually got all of my interviews from like a Penn State job fair.
Nice.
So they still have it. It's called Success in the City. They do it in Manhattan every year. And I met with a couple of different agencies and ended up getting offers from them. And that's kind of how I landed in the industry. I actually started at McCann, which is the sister agency to Initiative, where I am now. But I started in TV buying. So I wasn't always pharma. I love television. So it was like the perfect role. And I chose buying over planning to start and kind of made my way over to planning and pharma when I relocated to Philly.
Right. So you were in New York, right?
Yeah.
Initially, and then you moved to Philly.
Yep.
How do you like Philly? Are you because you're from Kingston?
I've grown to love it. I had
Yeah,
a hard adjustment period at the beginning. When I first moved, I actually did 1 year in Conshohocken. So going from Manhattan to Conshohocken was rough.
nice.
It's kind of in the center. I moved for my husband's job and he was out in the suburbs. So that was like a good midpoint. And I thought it would be a nice change. But I moved us into the city after that. No looking back. I love Philly now and it's really grown on me, but I need to like be in the center of things, be able to walk everywhere.
Gotcha. See, I'm the opposite. I'm from Northeast Philly. It was like neighborhoods where you could, park your car and stuff. But I lived in Conchi for a bunch of years. I was actually just back there not too long ago. Had lunch with a buddy at the Boathouse on
Yeah.
Fayette Street. That's a favorite.
Yep.
Have you? What in being Kingston close to Scranton, what were your like sports teams growing up? Was it the Philly teams?
Yeah. Philly teams.
Okay.
It was
All right.
kind of a mix. People around it was split between Philly and Pittsburgh, but I've always been Philly sports.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's like way far away.
Yeah, I
Philly's
don't know why
almost
that is, but there's heavy Pittsburgh
yeah,
fans where I grew up. Yeah,
probably because the Steelers were good and the
yeah,
Eagles were,
probably.
heartbreaking most years, but they've gotten better. All right, let's talk about. So this show is affiliated with the Association of Medical Media.
Yep.
You and I have done some work together. You actually do a lot with AMM. I know you were one of the co-chairs for the
Yeah,
Nexus Awards. How was that experience?
that experience was awesome. I don't even know how I ended up doing it. I had joined the board for the AMM last year, and they asked me if I wanted to join, and I hadn't even been on a committee. But I love the event. I've been going for many, many years, and I think it's really special. So I um, said yes, and I got to work with various people from other agencies, and it was an amazing, amazing experience. I love getting to see kind of that behind the scenes view of it, getting to make some decisions. I know that, the whole entire community really looks forward to it. So I felt like some pressure, but I feel like it went really well.
It was great. I mean, it's a great venue. There's new little wrinkles every year that different people put their stamp on. I think the sponsorship committee did an unbelievable job.
Yeah, they were awesome.
I mean, I think like the toilet paper was sponsored by somebody. I mean, it was wild. So yeah, I had a great time there as well. So you also, I don't know, did you have a hand in this? Initiative just hosted one of the AMM educational sessions. Was
Yeah.
that your doing?
Yeah, it was my doing. Also help on the education committee. And I feel like since I've been getting involved, we've been trying to really step up some of the educational sessions and get more people involved. And I think at some point, people realized like they had been spending money to like rent space. And we're like, why don't the agencies host? So we've been kind of working on rotating so that people could also get the experience of what the different agencies look like. So this last one was at Initiative. We had a space that we fit about 100 people in. So it was a great event. Talked to Omni-channel. And I thought it went really well. And I'm looking forward to, we're having the next session at the Haymarket office in Q4.
Get out of here. I didn't even know that. That's
I think that's a preview. That's breaking news.
Breaking news, hot off the presses. It's insider information at Haymarket. Okay, cool.
Edit it out if I wasn't supposed to spill that.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this is the editing I'll get to do. No, I'm kidding. No, I think it's okay. I think
it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay. All right. So master of segues here. We're talking about Initiative. You've been there how long now?
I think coming up on like 4 years.
4 years. 4 years. Tell me a little bit about it. I heard through the grapevine that the company's up for some awards.
Yeah, I think it's been an awesome journey. When I moved over, they were looking to try to build up some of the pharma and health portfolio. And I feel like over the past few years, it's really been kind of operating under the radar, turned rising star in the industry. We, I think, put a stake in the ground, put some time and dedication into it, trying to bring value to the clients. We're growing. And to your point, I'm actually like personally really excited. We're up for 2 Agency of the Year awards for MMM and Fierce Pharma. So it's really exciting finally having some of our work and people recognized.
That's awesome. You're like you're Miss AMM, but also Miss MM&M.
Yeah.
Weren't you a 2023 Woman to Watch honoree?
That is true. Yeah.
That's congratulations. I know
Thank you.
you said you don't want to brag about stuff. But that's incredible. I was gonna say, I mean, I've seen you all over the place. I mean, in addition to, trying to work together, I've seen that award. You did an interview in the January issue of MM&M, which I read and was awesome. It's part of my research. I also, when I do these things, I always look to see if anybody ever wrote in the Healthcare Marketers Exchange, because I'm a big fan of Nancy Leonard and her publication.
Yes, me too.
I know that you did the Personal Exchange in August of 2018.
Yeah, it's a while ago.
So we're talking 6 years ago. So I thought we would do a little quick hitting follow up to some of these interviews to see how the answers stand up.
Okay.
Question 1, you had mentioned that you love to sleep. You still like to sleep?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have kids, so I remain a gold medal sleeper.
Gold medal sleeper. Do you get 8 hours a night? Try to?
Not always every night, but on the weekends I could stay in bed a long time.
Yeah. Oh my God, I totally can. It's one of my favorite things is sleeping. Big fan of sleeping.
Underrated.
Yeah, totally underrated. I think you had mentioned like a bucket list, some things that you wanted to do, and one of them was you wanted to attend a Super Bowl. Have you gotten to do that?
Well, I haven't gotten to do it yet, but we are going to New Orleans. So it's actually a great timing to ask the question. It's happening this year. We actually won tickets in a silent auction, also benefiting Fawn pediatric cancer. And so I'm going to be checking that off my list. Go Birds.
Wow. Well, hopefully the Eagles are there. But I mean, regardless, I hear the Super Bowl and it's in New Orleans, you said, this year. I mean, I don't think you'll probably have a little bit of fun there.
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah, it was crazy when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. It was in Minnesota. And one of my buddies went, and he was a Patriots fan. And he said it was like, I mean, the stadium's nice. It's a dome, but it was in February. It was freezing.
Everyone said you had to walk underground.
Yeah.
And I'm not too far from Broad Street. For that one, I was happy to be home.
Nice. Yeah. So did you go to the parade?
Yeah.
Nice. I was there. I was one of the like 2 million people there. Surprised we didn't run into each other. All right. Speaking of football, it kind of sounded like you mentioned something about running a fantasy football team or league for somebody. Are you big into it's that time of year? Are you big into fantasy football?
Yeah, I am. I run a few teams. Very excited. I think this is my year. I say that every year.
Nice. You have drafts coming up soon?
Yeah, I think some of them start next week. So,
do you like to name your teams like some kind of football pun, or are you just like the circuit?
Depends on the league and who I'm playing with.
Yeah.
So there's actually a industry league that I play in with various people, and my name is Team Zacher in that, or Team Sirkin in that one. I think it used to be Team Zacher before I got married, but in some of my other ones, the names get a little riskier.
Nice. Like the tight ends, or I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. I'll edit that out. You had mentioned, so I'm a big TV guy as well, and you mentioned something where you got your love of advertising as a youth was from Who's the Boss?
Yeah,
I was actually just watching an episode. It's so ridiculous. I mean, Mona and Angela and Samantha.
Classic.
Yeah. Was Angela an advertising executive? I forget.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
I remember it very vividly. She because in the early season, or maybe even sometime early in the show, she got fired when her agency lost a big account, which is relatively realistic. And then so that's how it led to her opening her own agency, the Bauer Agency. And it was just a good, realistic description. She seemed really badass, and she was always like preparing for pitches and like I don't know, it just seemed so cool. I think she was a little more on the creative side, but it's still it. I was like, I want to be like her.
I forget because it was like the '80s, right? And I don't know if I watched the whole series, but did her and Tony end up together at the end?
Yeah, at the end. Yeah.
Shocker. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Good stuff. Good
The long
stuff.
game.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, he won her over with his cleaning and cooking. Yeah, that was a good show. I always remember in the opening his like headfirst slide into home plate
Hmm.
playing softball. It was a terrible slide. I mean, he was out by a mile. All right, so serious question. You had mentioned one of the questions that you answered in one of the interviews was about mentors, and you had mentioned that Paulette McCarran was one of them. She's a mutual friend. Um, Tell me a little bit about your relationship with her.
Yeah. Well, Paulette and I worked at the same agency, and after being there for a while and being friends, she actually was my manager for a period of time, which was amazing. I mean, she's even as your manager, she was still like a friend. She advocated for the team. And we stayed close throughout the years, even though we both moved to different places. And I would say in the past, like year to 2 years, we got even closer. We kept in touch. We were in contact a lot. She was a source of mentorship for me and a friend. I feel like we got even closer more recently. So, she's somebody that I feel like is a huge loss to the industry. Like, love her, miss her. Can't say
Yeah,
enough good things about her.
totally. She was kind enough to be one of my first guests
I
on
remember. Yeah.
this, and she was great. I mean, I go way back. I started my career at CMI, and it was like super small at the time. And she was in New York, I was in King of Prussia, and we became friends. And we would like email about sports and stuff, and just
Yeah.
kind of kept in touch. And anyway, yeah, totally heartbreaking. And but
Happy we could mention her though.
happy we can mention her. Yes, her legend lives on. All right, last question before I let
Okay.
you run. So I thought it was interesting to see that you're a big like movie buff in addition to a TV buff. I guess you just
Yeah.
watch all this stuff. Said something
All
like
my free time.
you try to go to the movies once a week. Is that
Yeah.
is that true? Wow.
Yeah. It's a good like stress relief for me. So try to keep
What's
it in the
what's
mix.
the what's the last movie you saw?
I just thought It Ends With Us, the Blake Lively,
The
cross
Blake
Muslim.
Lively
Yeah.
one. Okay.
It was
Nice. How
fine.
was it? Was fine.
Not every movie is I don't see only artistic movies. I see everything.
Is it a rom-com?
No. Yeah,
Is it like a
no.
drama? I don't know. I like Blake Lively though. She's married to Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah, she's cool.
It's a handsome couple. But yeah, so I was when I was a communications major, I tried to take like, all different types of goofy classes. And I took film history. So quiz time.
Okay.
Uh I think the first movie they showed us in film history was one of the first movies I think that was like groundbreaking, was called Nanook of the North. You ever see
Yeah.
that? You
That's like more
familiar?
of like a film class movie. I know what you mean. That's like a silent documentary
It
about an
was a silent
Eskimo.
movie about like
Yeah,
Eskimos.
I know the movie and I'm sure it was groundbreaking. That's not really in my
That's not
wheelhouse,
your top,
but
it's not in your top five of all time. Well, what's the deal? It says you're a member of like a film society.
yeah, in Philly, so they have like previews of movies before they come out to theaters, or there's like film festivals every year where you can see stuff. So I participate. Again, if I'm going to see a movie once a week, I just try to make sure that I'm seeing as much variety as possible.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. That's really cool. You've got a pretty fascinating story, and I appreciate you sharing it.
Thank
Before I let
you.
you go, anything else you want to say, or do the people need to know? Anything big going on at Initiative, or just
I
getting started?
just No, I mean, initiative is great. I hope to, be there, continue to grow in the role, work with such amazing people, and in my personal life, keep up the traveling. I feel like picking it back up It's been really great. And let's see those Phillies take the World Series.
That would be great. I mean, they started out like gangbusters and they struggled a little bit, but I'm pretty sure as of today, filming this, they still have the best record in all of baseball
Yes.
by about a half a game. So hopefully they can get their stuff together and get healthy and get Ranger Suarez back. And
Yep.
I'd love for them to make a run and win it all this year. So. That'd be great. So hopefully our next date will be at the World Series parade.
Let's book it.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. It was great seeing you and great getting to know some of this background. I wish I knew how to say ciao. Is it ciao? How do you say goodbye in French?
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Au revoir. My bad. What the hell is ciao?
Italian.
Ciao's Italian. My bad. All right. What the hell do I know? I barely know English. Well, au revoir and have a great day.
Thank you. Merci.
Merci beaucoup. You're welcome in English. Well, that was awesome. Thanks so much, Michelle, for doing the show. I guess that's our episode for now. Everybody enjoy the rest of the summer and welcome fall. Make sure you send me your RFPs, please. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Take care. Thanks. Bye.